my top 5 NFL power rankings. Blake, feel free to disagree, or you're probably going to agree with me because I'm always right, so it's okay. Of course.
I'm looking at it right now. I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay. So we're going to start off with number 5, and that is actually the Green Bay Packers. I was really kind of nervous about them going into the season. I thought they might have been only a borderline playoff team, but Matt LaFleur has really changed up this offense, and even their defensive scheme has changed. Where in the past it was obvious when Aaron Rodgers was out the last couple of seasons, banged up, their defense definitely could not carry him, and they had no run game. Now you have Jones is just running all over everyone right now. Saw that this week, and Aaron Rodgers, of course, is putting on a show like usual. And I don't know, they're a top 5 team right now in my opinion.
I mean, I think they're top 10. I don't think the Packers are top 5 though.
That's fair.
I think they're a little too inconsistent for my liking right now. Um, but I mean, obviously, they have the elite quarterback. They have Aaron Rodgers,
The
the running
greatest
back
the most talented quarterback in league history.
for sure. You could
Maybe
definitely say
besides
that.
Patrick Mahomes right now, but for now it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, they're two peas in the same pot, except one's a little more athletic and younger, obviously. The Aaron Jones, the running back, I really liked his performance this last weekend.
Oh,
Four
I'm sure
touchdowns,
all
over
of his
100 yards.
fantasy owners also loved him.
Man, he killed it. Uh, their defense, if they play like that every weekend, they're a top 5 team.
Yep.
If their O line performs the way they performed on Sunday, they're a top 5 team. But I've yet to see them totally put it together every single game.
That's fair.
Some games their defense shows up, some games they don't. And
Their
until they
run
show up
defense
consistently,
actually showed up for the first time this season, which was a good thing to see for them.
yeah, there was this one guy on their team. Man, I can't remember his name. Unfortunately, he was the one that got the roughing the passer penalty and was like getting in Dak's face. Um, man, what was his dang name?
Let's see. While you think about that, of course, Aaron Jones just he has a pair of 100-yard games so far. Um, he matched his 2018 touchdown total in 5 weeks. Of course, half of his 8 rushing touchdowns came just on Sunday at Dallas when they put on a pretty good performance against what seems to be at least a good Dallas team. And this, Aaron Jones really proved himself. He is even the goal line threat now too, which
For sure,
is
yeah.
he's really developed as a player. He's a good surprise too. He's a surprise fantasy player and just a surprise player in general.
He's a
That's
third year player, right?
yes, it's really positive to see for the Packers.
No
But
doubt. And to go back to what I was saying, it was
yeah,
Zadarius Smith was the guy that I was thinking about. He was a linebacker.
okay, okay.
That guy looked explosive this weekend. I mean, I think he had, I want to say, 2 sacks on the game. Who else looked really good too was Kevin King and Jair Alexander, their
Okay.
cornerback.
Yes.
Those guys looked like studs over the weekend.
Man, if the Packers can continue to develop this defense, that's what they've been missing the last few years. And this it could be a scary team that can go deep into the playoffs if they continue progressing the way they are. Of course,
Definitely.
moving to number 4, though, a team that I was somewhat skeptical on, but on Monday night, they proved to me that I think they're for real, and that is the San Francisco 49ers. Um, Garoppolo has been good. He has been great, but he's been good. That rushing combo, the two-headed monster with Matt Breida and Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman going right into Shanahan's offense once again. I was thinking he was going to be able to perform well, and so far he has. Their defense is going off. My prediction for defensive rookie of the year in Nick Bosa, it might be coming true because that guy balled out. He had 4 sacks, a forced fumble, and a handful of tackles on Monday night when they demolished the Browns, 31-3, and that was impressive is I thought the Browns' offense is good. I still think they're good, but that what proved to me that the Niners are for real is how well their defense played. Because defense wins championships, and I like to their offense could be good. Saw that in the 2013 Broncos, but look what happened when they went against the number one defense in the Super Bowl. They got fucked up.
Hmm.
You know, what do you think about the Niners?
I think they capitalize. They've played definitely not played the best of teams yet, so we haven't seen them in a big test. I would say so
Mm-hmm.
far.
Monday's probably been their biggest so far.
Yeah, I mean the
Maybe the
Browns are
Steelers
competitive,
too. The Steelers are kind of
but they played
shit
Mason
this
Rudolph
year.
Steelers,
Yeah, that's fair.
so I don't give them any credit for that really. I
That's
mean
fair.
that's a really easy game if you think about it. I mean look at how they've been playing since Ben Roethlisberger's been out. They've sucked every week pretty
Let's
much.
give some credit to Mason Rudolph. He hasn't been that bad.
He hasn't been that good though. He got knocked out of the game last week. I mean
Well, he got concussed the fuck out of. He got blacked out. You can't really
your
fault him
best
for
ability
that.
is availability though, man. You gotta be strong and learn how to not take those hits.
Oh, okay, okay. Here we go.
Definitely.
Coming bold words coming from the soccer player.
Hey, I mean, that shit happens, bro. That shit happens. It's a violent sport. You got to learn how to pick your battles, so to say.
Yeah, it
And
does.
your offensive line has to have pride, which brings me to the Browns and how disgusting their offensive line performs. I mean, you can put all the money you want, all the draft capital you want into those skill positions, but if you don't pay those big boys up front and don't take that serious, your team is a joke. I mean, you can't survive without those guys in the trenches on either side.
Exactly. Lemon win games, baby.
And the Niners, they've definitely made a priority their trenches on both sides of the ball. It's unfortunate their tackles are dealing with injury issues right now.
Yeah, they just had their second starting tackle go out. He's out 4 to 6 weeks, I believe, with knee surgery. So that's going to be
And
rough moving forward.
and McGlinchey's out too, their first round pick from last year.
Yes.
So that's detrimental to their team for sure. That's going to prove very challenging, I think, for them. I think they're going to have some tough games coming up. But their team as overall, I think is super solid. There's really not a lot of weak spots, especially on defense. I mean, they got Sherman who's still playing lockdown defense,
He
shutting
has to be
down
one of the
inside the
biggest
field.
surprises on that team as well. He's
He
played
tore his
really
he
good
tore his
defense.
Achilles, right? Isn't that what happened to him? He tore his Achilles,
I'm not sure
or
exactly.
was it his ACL? I can't remember which one it was. Whatever it was, I'm so surprised. I want to say it was his Achilles. That's why I was so surprised he came back and played so efficiently. But Nick Bosa, I mean, we all knew he was going to be a stud coming in. His whole family, like his dad, his brother, his older brother, I mean, they're all elite. So it's no surprise to me that he's playing so well. And like I said, the Niners, they capitalized. Nick Bosa capitalized on Monday night. He took advantage of that sorry offensive line and just ruined Baker's night. I
He's
mean,
a home wrecker.
oh, that was beautiful to watch, really. I
Yes.
mean, I'm you know me, I'm a Raider fan, so I have you know,
Oh, you have a
certain
little hatred for
feelings
the Niners, of course.
certain feelings towards Niners, I get into it a little bit on Twitter every now and then, but I got to give credit where it's due, and they've looked really good. And another unfortunate injury for them too is their fullback. I do not want to try and pronounce his name because I will sound ridiculous, but that guy, I mean, he's every because I've watched pretty much all the Niner games this year. Every play, he's made a wow play. I mean, that guy is a football player, man.
I believe it's pronounced Kyle Juszczyk.
Juszczyk
Probably fucked that one up, but I think I got close.
sounds good enough.
We got a funky name coming up on later segment of this podcast too. So, man. But yeah, Niners need to prove themselves still. Moving to the number 3 spot, of course, is the Kansas City Chiefs. The only reason they're not number 2 is because they just had the Colts beat them in a 19-13 loss, and it looked kind of ugly. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes putting up another 340 yards and a touchdown, but couldn't really put much together. That's why I only got them in 3. They're still definitely one of the top talents of the league, but they just had a slip up this week.
Yeah, they're still elite level talent on both sides of the ball. I mean, especially on offense. And they're getting Tyreek Hill back, I want to say, maybe not for this game, but
Couple
definitely
weeks, I
next year.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
So,
the child beater coming back.
but I mean, if you look at this game, I mean, I think the real key to this game was how long the ball was in the hands of the Colts and their offense. I mean, they kept Mahomes off the field
That's the way to go.
for, and that's how you got to do it. Because I mean, when the Raiders played the Chiefs the first time, we kicked their ass in 3 quarters, and in 1 quarter left them score 28
In
points.
three,
You know,
what happened
yeah.
in the
I
fourth
mean, it
quarter?
was 10-0 first quarter,
Mhm.
0-0, or 0-0 second, third quarter 28-0 Chiefs, and then fourth quarter 0-0. So I
Yeah.
mean, we shied away from what we were good at in that game. And look at the stats for the Colts. I mean, Marlon Mack, 29 carries, 132 yards, 4.6 average. He was going crazy.
Marlon
And then
Mack has been great this year.
on top of that, Jordan Wilkins, he has 7 carries for 28 yards, 4 yard average. Zach Pascal got a nice little carry for 12 yards. Jacoby Brissett took it 6 times, not for very long, but at least he's not getting sacked.
Hmm.
And then even Naheem Hines, he got in there 2 times. So
This might be an underrated
all in
story,
all,
but Jacoby Brissett has really stepped up in the hole
yeah.
that Andrew Luck left in that organization.
And he even had a pick on the game on Sunday, and still they were able to overcome that.
Hmm. A ball
I mean,
control and defense.
it's it's crazy how much of a difference T.Y. Hilton makes with that team. I mean,
Yes.
goodness, they look like a complete different team from when we played them just a week ago.
Yeah. In the game where Perfect got his ass suspended for a season.
Yeah, did you see the ruling on that today?
Yep, upheld the suspension because he deserves it. That dirty fucking bitch.
uh,
Man, what's up with the
uh,
Raiders having the dirtiest players in the league play for them? You have they brought back Richie Incognito, the bully. Then you
you're
have
trying to get me fired up right now.
Vontez Burfict. Also, here's a throwback: Bill Romanowski.
That was a different time period, man. Everyone was a fucking. At least we didn't have any bona fide fucking serial killers on our goddamn team like the Kansas City Chiefs. Those motherfuckers let people kill people in their parking lot.
Oh, and we're not just talking about their fans either.
Yeah, no, we're talking about actual football players on their team. And like the Green Bay Packers, they had a fucking murderer on their team too. Like,
The Ravens
fuck out of here with that shit.
had a murder on their team too, just wasn't convicted. He had really good lawyers. Ray Lewis, man,
True.
the
The
killer on
Bills
and
had
off the
OJ.
field.
Aaron Hernandez for the fucking Patriots.
I think he was the end of the era for teams having literal murderers on their team.
Yeah, you got to do background checks now,
Well,
probably.
see, no, the league's moved on. The league's really progressive. There's no more murderers on teams. Now we just have wife and child abusers on every team.
Right. Nothing wrong with that, right?
No, no, not at all, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, call me Tyreek.
Uh, Not at all. Not at all. Man. Little Ray Rice action going back a few years.
We got a
See,
little off topic there, but shit happens.
we're always on topic. It doesn't matter.
This
Let's
is
go.
this is the
Number
that's the truth right
two.
there.
Number two. I got the New Orleans Saints. Even without Drew Brees, their defense is balling out, and Teddy Bridgewater is playing like a starter. That's all I gotta say. But they're been really impressive. Their defense really showed out against the Cowboys a couple weeks ago. This week they just dealt with the Bucks after the Bucks put 55 on the Rams defense last week. I think they're a solid, well-rounded team. This is one of the teams that I predicted to actually win the Super Bowl this year. And so if Teddy Bridgewater could keep the ship going the way it is right now, along with Taysom Hill, what's it going to be like when Drew Brees is healthy again? You know?
Yeah, no, I mean, they're gonna go back to Drew Brees for sure.
Of course.
I don't care how well Teddy Bridgewater. I like to
News
call
broke
him.
today actually that Drew Brees might be coming back early around week 8.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad. The league's better when he's playing.
Oh, he's
But
such a nice guy too.
Teddy Ballgame, that motherfucker has been playing lights out. I
Right?
mean,
I felt
him and
so bad a few years ago when he blew out his knee something real bad in a non-contact drill in training camp. Then he
yeah, that
missed a
was
couple
rough.
years, but
That was really rough.
people forgot he's a good quarterback.
Yeah,
I
he's great. He's
believe.
a first round draft pick.
Oh, I believe that if Teddy Bridgewater was never got hurt and he would still be the starting quarterback of the Vikings never would have signed Kirk Cousins to that god awful contract, and the Vikings would be playoff contenders. They still kind of are, but they'd be a lot more serious.
They have too much money locked up now with Cousins.
Yeah, no,
But
that Cousins contract, fuck them.
but going back to the Saints version of Bridgewater, him and Michael Thomas looked like they were clicking this weekend. 11 receptions, 182 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's good numbers right there. Teddy Bridgewater as a total, 26 of 34, 314 yards, 4 touchdowns, only 1 pick. Those are really, really good stats right there. I mean, he's
Yes.
just filling up the box sheet, really.
I was kind of just expecting Bridgewater to be to come in and not necessarily set the world on fire, but just to be almost a game manager. He's done way much more than just manage the game. He's been winning games.
I think we got to give a little credit to Sean Payton, though,
Oh,
you know?
yes, he is always for a while now. He's been top 3 NFL coaches.
Definitely. He's got a good little plan over there for Bridgewater, and it's working really well for them.
The Saints got going on right now. If they could just keep this up until Drew Brees comes back, help them out, help my fantasy 2 of my fantasy leagues out with them because Drew Brees is on the 2 of the 3. I'll be cool with that. I'll be very cool with that. Okay, moving
Yeah.
on into number 1 now. Um, it's pretty damn obvious, without a doubt. It is as much as it pains me to say this. It's the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick, that fucking evil mastermind of a head coach, has um, given the Patriots one of the best defenses I've seen. It is without doubt the best defense through 5 weeks since 2015 with the Denver Broncos defense.
Yeah, they're on fire this season. I mean, seriously, like they got Antonio Brown out of nowhere. He played a game for them. I thought that was going to be a big storyline for them, and he's gone. Within a week, pretty much. Their run game is still really solid with their little kind of four-headed monster. Really, there's like 4 or 5 of them in there
The
now. Sony
Patriots in
Michelle.
every position just plug in people and they do well.
Who's not doing as well as I thought they'd be doing is Josh Gordon.
That's a good point.
I mean, he's still making plays here and there, but I thought that he would be featured a lot more heavily than he is currently. But
Yes.
I mean, they're defensive players. Jason McCourty, the McCourty brothers are always going to be solid.
Mm-hmm.
Gilmore is a lockdown corner. He's probably a top 5 corner in the league. Dante Hightower is probably the best linebacker, one of the best linebackers in the league. Jamie Collins, they got back for freaking pennies and nickels when they traded him away for all that draft capital.
Right.
They have Danny Shelton they stole from the Browns, ex-first round pick. Chase Winovich they drafted in the draft. They drafted in the draft, obviously. That guy looks like
Thanks
a
for the
steal.
clarification.
He had a sack this last weekend. I mean, he looks like he might be one of the best pass rushers in the draft from this last year.
Yeah. Pulling up the defensive stats of the Patriots. Keep in mind that they've only played dog shit teams, and when they play the Giants on Thursday Night Football tomorrow, they're only going to play another dog shit team.
Or beat their
Currently,
ass.
1985 Bears gave up 12.4 points a game. 2000s Ravens gave up 10.3. So far, the 2019 Patriots have given up 6.8 points a game. If
That's got to be a record.
as it's on pace to be the record right now. Man, I
Damn.
I don't like to give credit to Tom Brady because right now he's made like maybe two. The amount of good throws he's made I could count on one hand. The reason I'm always going to say is Tom Brady is a system quarterback, and that is because Bill Belichick is the greatest coach that football has ever seen. He is a genius, and he can out scheme anyone. You can give going back to the Super Bowl. You gave the Rams a month or like was it 2 weeks to prepare, and they couldn't do anything against that defense. It wasn't even as good of a defense. The Patriots even have that good of a defense last year compared to what they have this year. It's insane what Belichick is able to do year in and year out, and he is the reason behind the Patriots' success, without a doubt.
He's a mastermind for sure. The best at his craft.
The Patriots will always be good until Bill Belichick finally does the rest of America a favor and retire. He's holding football hostage
He's the modern
because
day
he's
Vince
that good.
Lombardi. You know,
Vince, no, yes, he is, but he at the same time, I think he is so much better than Vince Lombardi.
it should be called the Belichick Trophy.
No, let's not. Let's still have some pride in the league. I don't want Belichick's name to be on anything. Fuck the Patriots.